I'm Melissa.
And I'm Mel.
Girl, let me tell you, I only had maybe a little less than half of that drink.
When you're drinking, you just gotta drink more.
I am a strongly worded email.
Actually, that feels in line, though.
That's not true.
No, listen. And every now and again, when somebody get out of line, you just yell, "Pop the trunk."
I'm the juice to her gin. Did we hit record?
Is it working? Is it on?
Thank you guys so much for joining us on today's episode of Gin and Juice.
I meant to record us. Sorry, go ahead.
You meant to record us what?
I meant to do a Instagram thing.
Oh.
Keep going. Include this in the reel.
Okay. I did get my hair recolored. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're Real Life Sisters. We want to get started by thanking our sponsors, though. We appreciate them so much. You'll hear more about them in today's episode. My name is Melissa.
And my name is Mel.
And we are the Gin and Juice duo. We have a lot. Actually, let's just talk about it because we're getting questions about the hair. I did get my hair. He calls it retoned. I actually meant to look this up because I feel like sometimes hairstylists use words, but they all be meaning the same thing. Sometimes they really do be different, right?
Yeah.
And I do know tone is to like tone your, like, to do something different, but it's also just a process. So yesterday he was like, or on Wednesday he was like, I'm gonna tone your hair, and then at the end he was like, I'm gonna just lift everything, and I was like, well, that's not toning, isn't that just coloring?
Right.
I'm confusion. So anyway, it is a little bit lighter all over. It's still
good.
dark roots because I like dark roots, but everything just kind of lifted. And Mel got her hair done differently.
No. I just got a touch up because I'm ready to take it down, but I need it to last.
Oh, so she just did couple rows.
Did the first couple rows. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
But it worked. Listen, touch ups. We haven't always done touch ups with braids.
No, this is so true.
And this thing,
I agree,
about just going and getting the front of your hair redone. First of all, it takes no time.
Yeah.
Okay. And all you have to do is use the leftover hair that you already have anyway.
Oh, they just reuse it?
No. You always got
extra
you're talking
hair from the bag.
Yeah. You always got extra hair. So you usually don't even have to buy new hair. You just go back and then they just redo it. And all of a sudden you look.
Yeah. Completely fresh. Like you got your
favorite.
hair redone. Well, low key, you did get your hair redone, just not all the way redone.
Yeah.
We like it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it looks cute. You're giving kind of a look right now. It's giving a little bit like 90s, like retro vibes.
Yeah.
It's very N.
I'm here for it.
Right now. Okay, so she said people in New York been doing it forever, which it just made its way to the West Coast.
No.
Because when we were younger, we didn't do no touch-ups.
No.
Once the hair was old, the hair was old. Take it down, take it out.
Exactly. You got to start all over.
Yeah, you got to start over. Okay, so this is where we're at. We always start with long story short. You actually have a lot of long story shorts. I just have one that's just really low-key a question.
Do it.
Do you know and understand the point of all the attachments on your vacuum cleaner?
No.
Me either.
Absolutely not.
I just realized this. So my vacuum cleaner broke a couple weeks ago. Low-key, I think my old house cleaner broke it. Not even I think. I know 100% for a fact she broke it. So she broke it, and then what happened was, to be completely honest, she broke it and then was like, Melissa, can you put in some money so I can buy myself a vacuum? Because I'm like, I'm not buying another vacuum.
Yeah.
It was a Dyson too. Like, I'm not doing that. So no, ma'am, Miss Spam, like, figure it out. So then she was like, well, can you give me some money to put in on a vacuum cleaner? And I said, no, you broke mine. Then you want me to pay you for a new one that you're going to use at other people's houses?
This is your business.
Like,
you gotta have.
You're not even going to leave it at mine. You broke mine.
She wants you to pay for
now you
her
want me
to buy
to buy you a new one, and then you're not even going to leave it at my house. You're going to take it, and it's going to be yours, and you're going to use it at other people's houses.
It's literally not how that works,
girl. I promise you. I'm not finna do that. So we're going to have to figure this out. So I was like, no, I cannot do that, unfortunately. I have to replace my own vacuum cleaner. So anyway, I finally got around to replacing my vacuum cleaner. I just did it. And yeah, I was like, girl, no, ma'am, it's spam. That's not happening. So I finally got around to replacing my vacuum cleaner. I got a refurbished one on Amazon, the Dyson refurbished, and I got it during the 7-Eleven sale. Their Amazon Prime sale was a great deal. I was very excited about it, like, because Dysons are expensive. I was like, I'm not doing that again. So I got it refurbished, all the things. So it comes, and I have all these attachments, and I'm like, in all of my 40 years, the only thing that I use is the long neck one. to like get in the corners and stuff. I never used none of the other ones. So I spent like an hour on YouTube
trying to
learning.
Oh.
And this is what I did. I cleaned my couch, the upholstery. The best thing I ever did.
Really?
Yes.
With the attachment?
Yes. I feel like I could start a business. Like, I feel like I did it so good that, like, I could start a business now.
Start a podcast.
Yeah, no, like, I will start a cleaning service.
Ma'am.
I did it so good. I even filmed it and everything. I'm about to ask the people if they know how to do it.
What about it is so amazing?
I'm going to tell you. So, on your couch, you get fuzzies.
Yes.
And then I have a dog. So, dog hair gets on there and stuff. Just, and my couch is black. So, everything shows. So, it has this thing like, imagine when you, actually, I just realized this is that same thing. When you go get your car clean.
Yeah.
And they have that thing. Oh. It's literally that tool.
Oh.
It's literally
that tool. So, it's just picking up kind of these loose things.
Yes.
Is it like.
It makes it look smooth.
Okay.
And it makes it look, because all the little fuzzies come up. All the hair is removed.
Did it take you a long time?
Girl, my arm was so sore. See, I'm thoroughly convinced that's why my wrist hurts right now.
I'm out.
I'm thoroughly convinced this is why. When I tell you, I was like, to be honest, I've missed my calling. I need to open a business because I did this so good that other people should know how good I do this and pay me for it.
And pay.
Yeah, you should pay me for how good I did it because I was just cleaning like I had all this energy and I was just very proud of myself. So that's
hilarious.
All. That's my thing. That's my long story short. I'm very proud of myself. My couch looks amazing. You're going to see a video on it in a couple weeks that I'm going to post after the voiceover on it because listen, learn your tools, learn your attachments, and clean your couch. Clean your upholstery.
Clean your upholstery. And what you should also do, because if you're spending time cleaning your upholstery, what you need is to have making dinner easy.
Yes,
you
correct.
need to not have to spend time figuring out what you're going to eat and how to make it. Because you're cleaning your couch instead. And it's summertime. And now that we're in the thick of summer, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support sunny and active days. Factor, which is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your goals, which is so important just in general, but actually like during the summer, you travel a lot, you're outside, you're trying to do all the things, and then you have to like make dinner. And so anytime food can be like made easy for you, amen, that's what you need in your life. And Factor does that for you. So if you're ready to feel your best while making the most out of your summer adventures, stick to your wellness goals with premium ready-to-eat meals featuring high-quality ingredients such as broccolini. I love broccolini.
Broccolini is amazing.
I love broccolini.
Yeah. There has been a rebrand for broccoli through broccolini, and it's the best.
But it's different than broccoli.
No, it is. It tastes different.
Yeah, and broccoli is little trees.
Yeah, it's long.
Broccolini is like elegant, long.
Broccolini is like grown and sexy broccoli.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's my favorite. And so this has stuff like broccolini, leeks, and asparagus. So treat yourself to 34 plus weekly restaurant quality options like bruschetta shrimp risotto.
Ooh, we love bruschetta.
Mm-hmm. I love risotto. Green goddess chicken, because we're all goddesses.
Absolutely.
And grilled steakhouse filet mignon, ready in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Listen.
Fantastic.
2 minutes.
Fantastic.
Girl. Too busy running around during the day to think about lunch? Keep your energy up with lunch to go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go. No microwave required. This is all amazing. I'm really excited. Need an extra boost to support your wellness goals this summer? Try Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. So you got options, okay? You want protein, you want straight up vegan or healthy, like you got options. We offer delicious flavor-packed options on the menu each week to fit a variety of lifestyles. Just what I was saying, you have options. So if you are ready to try Factor, Okay. With Factor, you can rest assured you're making a sustainable choice. And so if you are ready this July, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/GJ50.
GJ50
and use code GJ50
GJ50
to get 50% off. That's code GJ50
GJ50
at factormeals.com/GJ50 to get your 50% off. Yes, we love it. Okay, so then getting into my long story short, I got a couple complaints. It's long story short, but I'm also probably gonna like pop the trunk a little bit on Gregory Gould.
Yeah, I literally waited because I knew you were gonna tell this story here. I need to understand what happened.
So multiple things happened, okay? I tell Greg all the time because I think we told this story when I was young and we lived on base. You had to carry your military
Yes.
ID in order to get into places on the base. I one time forgot my military ID, and my dad, being the dad that he is, made me wait outside of the shopping place while Melissa, Monique, and my dad went inside. I was a child. Okay, he probably should be
In jail
because he made me wait outside. So because of that, I always feel like you should carry all your things, okay? All your things, all of them. And I don't care if you got the same things I got. I'm going to carry mine. You should carry yours.
Yeah.
So I feel like Gregory should carry his own keys. But what happens is as soon as, like, if we're leaving the house, he'll be like, you got your keys? Okay, cool. I ain't got to bring mine. And I'd be like, yes, you do. Because, like, what if something happens to mine?
Yeah.
What if we need yours?
Yeah.
He don't listen. He don't listen, so he don't carry his keys.
Okay. Like never?
Not.
Oh, I didn't realize he like never carried them.
He don't be carrying his keys.
Okay.
And so literally he'd just be like, you got yours. It's fine. So I don't have a key to our house because I thought I gave it to y'all, but apparently I didn't. So nobody knows where the key to my house is.
I need to check. I have another key holder. I want to check you to check it.
I don't know where my key to our house is. So he has a key to the house, but then don't be bringing his keys.
Wait. So now you guys are down to one key.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. So we're leaving to go wherever we were going the other day, and we have, in the garage, there's a door. So we usually don't lock the door in the garage because the garage is down. So we're leaving, and Greg, being Greg, okay, all of this is about him. He decides randomly on this random day to lock the door. So we leave. I forgot where we were going. We came back, and he was like, no, I go to the door, and I was like, I can't. Why'd you lock the door today? And he was like, You don't got a key, huh?
Oh,
no! I said, no, I don't have a key. Why did you lock the door? I was trying to be safe.
Oh,
randomly today on a random Tuesday at 2:00 in the afternoon, that's the day you wanted to be safe?
Oh, my
When you know I don't have a key? He was looking like, you right. You right. I was like, well, I want to go get my nails done. So do you want to do that? And we can figure this out later. So then we go and he gets a manicure because we literally, what else are we going to do
right now?
So we go and get a manicure. Of course, my stuff takes way longer because he just only got a manicure and then had to go figure out how to get in the house.
How did you guys actually, because you guys were, I was at the hair salon.
Yes.
So how did you guys get in?
I don't know what that man did. I was getting my nails done. I know that when he came to pick me up, he was like, I got in. I don't want to ask.
You still don't know how he did it?
No, that's your business.
Hilarious.
And then he went to go give me a key.
I was going to say, really, you guys need, you need an extra key.
So he went and had a key made. This man. I was so like, sir. So then I'm like, going forward, can you please carry your own keys? Do you understand why that's important to do?
Oh, I don't understand.
He absolutely broke something. But he is going to randomly one day I'm going to come home and he's going to be like puttying a door or something. And it's going to be because of however he got in the house. It was I don't want to know. And I don't have time. Just fix it by the time we move out. That's all I care about.
Freaky. I was wondering how you guys got in. I don't remember you guys giving us a key. But I also have keys that I don't know what they go to.
Hilarious. I don't know where the key is, child. Somebody is somewhere. Anyway, the other thing is that I'll say quickly is while I was at the nail salon, because I had nothing else better to do, I had all these ideas about my nails, and the guy or the woman does my nails, and I don't like the design.
Oh, I saw this on your Twitter.
She had it in there and she finished one hand and she was getting ready to start on the other hand. And I was in my head like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
You already knew.
I don't like this. So then she was ready to, and I said, I don't like this. Can you take it off? And she just kind of looked like, no, I want to start over. And so she was like, okay. And she took it off. And then I just was like, let's go plain. Let's go bright pink. So
I love the bright pink.
Bright pink nails and I love it. I'm actually really happy.
I was going to say, how do you feel inside?
I feel like a grown-up.
You do. You should.
I told the nail lady I didn't like my nails.
And did you feel bad? Do you feel like she felt bad? Because I feel like that's what goes on in our mind when we don't, is that we're going to hurt their feelings, like all of these things. And it wasn't as bad as you.
She was fine. And I was fine.
You're probably even better, actually.
Oh, my gosh.
Because you don't have to. Yeah.
I put this on Twitter and on Instagram. The amount of women who have been like, yes, girl, I want to do that one day. You're my hero. I aspire. Yes. I'm like, the fact that this is such a shared experience that we're all having of hating our nails and just being like, see you in 2 weeks.
Oh, services, hair, and nails are the things you will walk out completely unhappy and be like, thank you so much.
Oh, well.
Okay, bye.
So do it. Tell the nail people you don't like it.
I love that for you.
I feel great.
There is this thread that I saw on Threads, and the lady said, actually it was Nedra, I think is how you pronounce her name. I had her on the Love Hour podcast. Anyways, she said, when you agree to something that you don't want to do, the resentment that you feel about it, let that be your motivation to say no the next time.
Amen.
And I feel like that's almost the reverse for you right now. Like the fact that you did it, you feel good about it, it didn't like go over bad at all, can be the motivation to like
going forward.
Yeah, going forward. Like it's not scary anymore because you've done it once. It wasn't a horrible experience, so you're able to do it again. I'm happy for you. I'll do it the next time.
Do it. Tell the people you don't like your nails when you don't like them.
That's so freaking great. I love that for you.
Okay. Oh, and the other thing I just want to ask, this is actually like a question. You had a question. Here's my question. When we were young and in Sunday school, I remember learning, and it has stuck with me. I assume it's stuck with you as well. But like the way that I learned when you enter into a room that you should speak is because in Sunday school, the pastor's wife like scolded us.
Yeah.
She literally was like, I didn't wake up with you this morning. When you come into a room, you need to speak. And that stuck with me. And so now I'm literally like, okay, that is like the polite thing to do. When you walk into a space, you are supposed to speak. Got it. I don't do that on the elevator though.
Oh no, I don't either. I think that's like a shared agreement that you're actually supposed to not say anything and look at the numbers until
except for Gregory Goolsby.
Except for Greg.
It don't matter what elevator you're on and how long you're gonna be on it. When talking. Greg walks in, he literally be like, "Hey, how y'all doing, everybody?" And I be like, "Stop talking."
Because I think the agreement is that no one talks, and you look at the numbers go up. But the thing is, Greg could foil somebody's plan. Because what if they're like, "I'm about to kill somebody," and Greg's like, "How are you?" And they're just like, "Well, now I won't kill nobody because
he be
this
looking
nice
around,
man."
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Hi." Everyone's always surprised. Like, are you? Hi.
Are you speaking to me? Are we not in the
elevator?
And
don't let you not answer. Greg will repeat himself. Oh, I said, "How y'all doing?" I'll be like, "Whose daddy are you? Whose Southern grandpa are you?"
No, he's definitely somebody's Southern grandpa. I love it for him.
I don't. Tell us in the comments.
Do people engage?
You speak? Most times people do, but if they don't, he will repeat himself. But most times they look surprised. They be like, "Hi, hi, how are you? Good. How are you today? Are you having a good day as well?" I'll be like, nobody wants to talk right now. We just want to be on the elevator for our 2 floors, get off and mind our business. Why we got to engage and have a conversation about you and your day?
Wait, people are saying they be speaking too.
Y'all be speaking on the elevator?
I never speak on the elevator. I thought there was a communal like
I did too.
unspoken agreement that we act like you literally don't talk.
You
on
mind
the
your
elevator.
business and be quiet and look at the numbers and then say, excuse me, as you get off.
Yeah. Kev sometimes speaks, but he'll make like a joke. Like if there's a kid or a wife or something, he'll be like, oh, looks like y'all are having fun. Like something dumb like that. But the thing is, what happens is, especially some people, they think that's the invitation to like, we're finna talk. And then Kev wants to clock out
And
after
now-
he initially, and now I'm stuck. Because now I got to keep talking,
Yes,
so
now
we're
you
not
feel
rude.
bad, like, oh,
yeah,
ha,
like,
ha,
well,
ha.
then if you don't want to carry the conversation from beginning to end, then you
Don't
can't
start
start it. That's what Kev does, actually. But for the most part, we be like,
Quiet. Oh my gosh, he does it every time. Every single time I be cringing.
That's so
because
funny.
it makes me so mad.
yeah, you got you. I do this because someone said they nod. I do this. I do the like. I see you. You see me.
Yep, we see each other.
We see each other.
And now we move on.
And now we stare at the numbers. Correct. We have a lot of nail stuff. So I have a question on the nail stuff.
Yes.
Do you like, actually it's on Threads, do you like the massage chairs in the nail salon?
No.
They're so violent.
Oh my gosh.
It is such like,
It's brutal.
it's so brutal.
so stupid.
This is the thing. You know the one that feels like it's going up your spine and you're just kind of like,
Oh my God. The whole time you're just, this is hurting me. And then the remote, it's so challenging to understand. I have a college degree and I'd be like, just
turn it off.
You got to hit all 4 times, up, down, left, right, then off again. And then you got to hit the sprinkle. And then now the chair's off. But if you hit one button, all of a sudden it's back on. You're
It's
like,
back on. Or this is the other thing that happens. You think you turn it off because it stops for a little bit, but it's just repositioned.
yes.
And then all of a sudden you're doing this.
all of a sudden it's moved to your neck. And now you're like,
Oh, when it moves to, have you felt the one that does your legs? And it just squeezes your legs.
No.
Oh my God. It is the whole why.
It's so stupid.
Why did nail salons even think this is
Oh my
what we're
God.
asking for?
Nobody wants that.
Just give me a regular chair.
Yes.
They're the worst things ever.
And
when they
man.
vibrate, they're terrible. When they pulse, when it pulses, it feels like someone's doing this. It's what's the ball? Mayweather. Mayweather's doing this on your back.
I hate it so much. And as soon as you sit down, they be so excited. Like, let me turn it on. No.
I mean, quick. As soon as you
Turn it off. Let me turn your chair on. You know what? Turn it off. Turn it off and don't touch it.
Ma'am, can I have the remote? Can I just give me that? Just give me the remote. Actually, I don't want you to touch no buttons. Turn it. Before you turn it on, turn it off. In
Amen.
fact, you can unplug it.
Unplug
because
the whole
sometimes
chair.
it be on a timer.
Yes, it just be
And
starting.
it just starts.
It just start.
Unplug it from the back.
I hate it.
It is the worst thing ever. I hate them. I want every single nail salon in these United States to take them out.
Amen.
Give me a regular stationary chair.
Wait, I saw on Twitter, actually somebody said that they believe the chairs in the mall, the massage chairs, is a cover up, is a drug scam.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
they've never seen anyone use them.
No, because they're always broken.
They're
And it's always like a 3-year-old in them. They're never adults in them. It's essentially a place for little bad kids to go and climb and do everything they shouldn't do.
or husbands who don't want to be at the mall anyway.
Yeah, and they never pay. They never turn them on.
They just be sitting there.
They just sit there
waiting until shopping is over.
This is definitely a money laundering scheme.
Yes,
100%. This is a money laundering scheme because Kev also feels that way about mattress stores.
Oh.
Anytime he sees like a mattress store on the side of the road, he's always like, that's the money laundering. Ain't nobody who is walking into, especially like the hole in roll ones.
Yes.
Who is walking into, Mickey Mouse Main Street and being like, can I get a mattress, and walking out with it? No one's doing that.
No.
Yes, you're going to a real place like Mattress Firm,
Mattress
but
Firm.
you're not going to the random No, that's a money laundering scheme. That's not real.
No. The other thing you should be doing is taking care of yourself. And Care of is a subscription service that ships high quality personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. Care of also helps track your wellness progress through their thoughtfully designed companion app, because even we were talking about one of the ways to help encourage and motivate you to keep going when you're doing something is tracking
your progress.
Like, that's so important in understanding how good or how far you've come.
Mm-hmm.
And Care of has an app that helps you do that after you've started taking the vitamins, which is amazing. Health should be personal, and Care of helps take the guesswork out of what supplements are best suited for you and your goals, because your goals are not the same as my goals.
100%.
You take a short, in-depth quiz about your lifestyle and health goals for a personalized, doctor-backed recommendation, which is always important. When things can feel a little more broad and you need that personalization, and knowing that they are backed by doctors is encouraging and can just help you feel like this is a good decision. Care of makes taking your vitamins on the go this summer so convenient with individual daily packs that are perfect for travel. Care of's daily vitamin packs are made with plant-based compostable film to help limit the impact on the environment without compromising on the quality and safety of their products, because you should be very conscious about the environment, especially if you're taking care of your body. You can take care of the world as well, take care of the environment as well, which is amazing. So as your needs and goals change, Care of can help you adjust your routine to match that. Their quiz can be retaken at any time to give you updated recommendations, and you can also adjust your habits and routine again in tracking on the app. I took the quiz, very easy, like self-explanatory.
Very simple questions.
Easy to take. And actually, to that point, I'm thinking about taking it again, because I think when I first took it, I wanted to focus on like my health and digestion. And now I really want to focus more, because I think I included energy, but now I'm like really wanting to focus on energy. We're running around this summer doing a ton of things. Mm-hmm. I got 2 kids and a husband and a life, and I'm trying to figure my life out. So I'm really just wanting to make sure that the energy is there, and so I can obviously retake the quiz and get a new kind of subscription, which it will be amazing. So yeah, I am a fan of Care of. You should be too. You should try it out. And to do that, for 50% off of your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code GJ50.
GJ50.
Again, that is takecareof.com and enter code GJ50.
GJ50
for 50% off of your first Care of order.
Yeah, I see Nashi,
Mm-hmm.
That you took the quiz last night. I apologize. I said your name 3 different ways in hope that I said one of them correctly.
One of them was right.
If I butchered all 3, I apologize in advance. But yes, please use our code.
Amen.
Okay, I wanted to say that no, we're done. Massage chairs suck.
Yes.
In the mall and in nail salons. Carry the keys. Speak or don't speak on the elevator. That's up to you. And use your vacuum attachments.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
That was long story short / pop the trunk as well. Okay. We're moving on to Black Twitter trends.
Today's Black Twitter trend, amen, is about something that's been in the news and that we are going to very briefly discuss, amen, which is Carlee MF and Russell. Carlee MF and Russell went missing.
She did.
And what typically happens in cases of crimes against Black women, and when Black women go missing, is that they get less than national attention. They don't even be getting local attention.
No.
People be like, oh, they be all right. Give it some. The police is the people. They be like, give it some time. They'll come back. Okay, so they get no publicity.
No.
This woman goes missing, and it hits national news.
Fire.
It catches fire. It is everywhere, and people are loud about it. Mm-hmm. They are, because the story is that she was driving and saw a toddler
on
the highway.
A toddler 4-year-old.
And so she stopped.
She did.
Be out of concern.
Absolutely.
Called her family.
Yes.
And the police.
Sure enough.
And said, there's a toddler here. Y'all better come get the baby.
Yes. She's 3, 4, or he.
The baby. The child.
The child, because actually she said she wasn't sure. 3, 4 years old with a diaper.
Yep.
Had a white shirt on with no pants.
Uh-huh.
And in my mind, the whole time I imagined an actual toddler with like a onesie.
Uh-huh.
And then she said 3, 4 years old.
Amen.
And then I said,
hold on.
My story, the vision in my mind.
Yes.
It didn't.
Yes.
It wasn't making no more sense.
Mm-mm.
What else happened?
And then the police came to, her phone, there was sounds.
Yep. Yes.
And then nothing.
And then nothing.
And then the police came, and what was left there was her wig.
Sure enough. She said, let me take that off.
And was her keys and her phone.
Her phone.
Her phone.
I don't remember if her keys were there.
I don't either. And then she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, she walked up to her house at like 11 o'clock at night after 48 hours?
It was like 49, something like that hours.
She walked up. And then we find out that, the police are still waiting to have their second
interview with
her. But according to her first interview is that
yep, the baby did walk 6 football fields.
The baby walked 6 football fields. The car was left running.
And the car, yeah.
And she was abducted. Some man who had orange hair.
Yes, with orange hair.
Abducted her.
Uh-huh.
Took pictures of her. There was a woman at some point who stroked her hair. And she managed to run away and run through some fields and wound up on her street, her home street.
Well, she was abducted into a van. To a car.
Yep. Uh-huh.
She had some Cheez-Its.
They fed her cheese and crackers.
There you go.
And then she came home.
Have you seen this TikTok where this child, he's a grown man though, but he's like interviewing I think his grandmother, and she got beat up in the club or something.
No.
And then he's like, and I pressed charge it, and she said, I pressed charge it. He said, you pressed charge? She said, and pressed.
No.
Anyway, that in my mind, that's what's finna happen. She finna get charges for that. And
absolutely. Pressed. The problem is, first of all, lying to police is like a crime.
Wasting resources.
Well, but that's the thing. If you had gone missing and then we assumed you got abducted,
right?
But you never said you got abducted, right. Then you weren't the one who wasted the resources.
That's true.
But if you give a statement that you've been abducted and now that can then be tied to the wasted resources, honey, you might you gonna have a charge real soon.
Did you see the interview with the mama and the daddy?
I did not watch it.
Okay, so what I watched was only like 4 minutes. I couldn't find
the whole thing.
Yeah, the full thing. So I watched like 4 minutes of it, right? The mom is being a mama.
See,
the mom
and
is
that's
like,
why it's upsetting.
You can tell. Well, one of two things are happening with the mom, I believe. Okay, this is all me.
Yes.
Okay, not things she said, nothing. This is me.
Yeah.
It looked like the mom either A, knew and wasn't going to embarrass her baby on TV.
Okay, all right.
Or B, she really just believed the daughter. Okay. One of those two things. The daddy, however, looked like he was just following the mama's lead, but his face was given. Yeah, that's like how I was responding to Mel just now. That's kind of how he was doing. She was fighting for her life, and he was like, like it didn't give that the daddy believed whatever Carlee had told them.
Yeah,
it seemed like he was like, now girl.
Oh no.
Now girl. And the mom was like, she was fighting for her life, and he was like, is that the story we're gonna go with? Like it didn't look like the dad really believed the mama. Like anything she was saying, it looked like in his mind he was saying the opposite.
Got it.
It was just giving that.
Yeah.
But the mom, I can't tell. It's one of the two. It's one. She know better and decided I'm not going. But what's not finna happen is I'm not finna embarrass my baby on this TV.
Amen.
That's what I'm not finna do.
Hey.
Like it's worth the little 4-minute watch. It's worth the little 4-minute watch.
So while the story is a bit,
listen, the policeman got up there and said, "This is what we know. These are the facts. This is what I know that cannot be disputed."
Yes, he said it was unusual for me to hear that a toddler was walking 6 football fields and didn't at any point wander into the highway where the cars were. it was a bit unusual.
Yes.
I said, oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. And have we figured out the why, though? That's the thing that's baffling to me.
I mean, I haven't. I don't know. It's very curious.
I would love
to understand. Why? What was happening? Why would you choose
if she gives
to do
me
this?
a story where I could be like, now, girl, you did a lot, but I get it.
Right.
Then at least I can give you that. But right now it's looking like,
girl, what? You was up in the middle of the night Googling Amber Alerts and Googling how to steal money. Honey,
what was the reason?
What are you doing?
What was the reason?
What is happening? What is happening? So, yeah, it is wild and unfortunate. It is still an active investigation.
It is.
So we will wait to see, okay, what she says in the second interview.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll be something else. At the end of the day, and so we kind of joked about this, whatever the case, just because it's like, what is happening? We're trying to get our bearings. Thankfully, she has been found. She is home. I think at the end of the day, that is what matters. Like, you want to make sure that people end up back home. But to the point at the beginning, which is that Black women literally, okay, are 4 times less likely to get the media coverage than that of their white counterparts. That's just the reality. Like, we don't get that kind of local and or national attention.
Right.
And most times the police, for some reason, will tell parents and tell people when Black women go missing that they probably ran away, or give them some time. They'll come back. Like, that literally is statistically proven. Like, that is what happens. And so while this has an interesting turn to it, the fact that there was some national attention was encouraging. It's like, finally our stories are gonna be told, and that we can have people mobilize and really be concerned about a Black woman going missing. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to get a little plug. Which we've said before. A couple years ago, Melissa and I recorded some episodes for a podcast that we called Underreported, and I have been releasing the episodes. I thought we had 8, but I haven't been able to find the video for one, so I have the last 2 that I'm going to release from the batch that we did, and I have started recording more episodes of that podcast. Again, the podcast is Underreported, and it is covering or sharing stories about crimes committed against Black women and Black girls, because they are underreported in the media. So that is like the premise and the point of the podcast. I have started recording some new episodes. It'll be a slightly different format, but Melissa will be on.
I will.
So check out my YouTube page, which is You've Got Mail, Not Vegetable, YOUVEGTMEL, to check out those episodes, and there will be more to come. Thank you for that little plug.
Love that. Also, we want to just really quickly before I transition to this, is that I want us to allow Black people to make the same mistakes white people make,
girl,
and not have it be a reflection of the entire like, Black people are pushed back as a result of this one single person's mistake. White people make mistakes and do stupid stuff all the time, and it don't affect the whole of it all. And so the fact that this young woman did something, allegedly at this point, really silly. Yeah. And it seems that right now the odds of the truth and what she said is not in her favor. Right. This is seeming like she struggles a little bit with reality. Right. But that was her decision, and it shouldn't be that now the next Black woman that goes missing, we have to question. No, why can't we take each one as individual 100%. Cases, understand the facts, understand the situation, and treat it, appropriately and as is. 100%. The last thing I was gonna say is, shoot. Chad, I forgot. It was along that same line. Yeah, anyway, we just got to let the people, let her, and let that be a reflection of her decision, and not like the whole and the all of us, because it doesn't have to be. Every case deserves if someone goes missing, listen, ring the alarm.
Yeah.
Like, say something. And then if we find out she lied, now, girl, now let's deal with you as a you and not as a whole. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I'm saying.
I had gotten a few messages about people asking about like the industry and the career that I've had. And so the transition that I'm making here is that was a big conversation that we had in content, which is that new creators or new people in content, particularly people of color in content, don't get the same chances and opportunities. So when you have a show, a Black show or a show that reflects people of color and it's not quote unquote successful, then the idea becomes that these kinds of shows aren't successful. But when you have a white person, a white man specifically, who has been in this industry and he makes a show that isn't successful, quote unquote, he just gets more opportunities.
Exactly.
And it's not a reflection of the entire genre or the whole,
white men or freaking, what was the last Marvel movie that just Flash?
Oh, I don't watch Marvel, but
was Flash, and Marvel ain't going nowhere.
No.
And the director, right, all the people are probably going to get a whole another chance.
Absolutely.
And for whatever reason, when that happens to us, it was Flash, right? Yes. Oh, that was DC. Thank you very much. Well, the whole DC is kind of garbage. The whole DC. But Marvel is struggling right now with their relaunch as well. But, here nor there. That Flash was awful. Okay? It was terrible. It's not very much good.
Stop
it's
it.
Not good. But... you think DC not gonna come up to bat again? And the swings be big.
And they be big. And they be big.
It's just too bad. It's really too bad that I don't know if, well, I'm sure it is white people also saying that, but I feel like as Black people, we also internalize it.
Yes.
So when we see it, we're like, oh.
Yeah. We had a conversation, though, about this one time, and I thought you brought up a good point. I don't know if you want to double down or if it's still how you feel, but the one that you brought up was that, or my interpretation of what you were saying is that the same way like Black is a culture and the same reason we get a capital B when we're talking about Black, because it is a collective.
Absolutely.
We operate that way. And we have such a shared experience that when things are put out from Black people, the reason we internalize it is because we do view ourselves.
Absolutely. We're very communal.
Very communal in that way. And so a fail for another Black person can feel like a fail for me
sure.
because of the community aspect of our culture.
Yeah.
Which just it's a double-edged sword because it's like sometimes we are the first ones to also hype our people. Like, we did that, we out here, and it's a we. But then if it is a fail, it's like, oh, you making us look, whatever, which is unfortunate because other cultures and communities, like they don't have that same
100%
fail mentality. Like now we didn't fail. It's
and
not
it's
that.
And the share. It's like what makes us great. It is what makes us special. Because I do agree, Black people were very communal. But 100% is you hear a shooting. Was he Black? So what Black family does not? Somebody's asking the question.
Right.
Was he Black?
Right.
Who was it? The president won. Barack is in office, we in office.
Yeah.
Michelle look like us, we in office.
Yeah.
Like those things are shared.
Right.
In a way that other communities don't have, which again, there's good and bad. The good of it is we will hype each other.
Right.
And we do feel a sense of pride and support. The bad of it is when the bad happens, we can't, it's not individualized.
Right.
It is a reflection of the all. And so we all have to take the loss as well.
Yeah.
And that sucks. That does suck.
Someone is saying,
especially because we're not in power. That's the reason.
That is, yes.
It's because we're not in power.
100%.
So we don't have the opportunity to have another opportunity.
Right.
Because that one fail is a reflection of the all.
Yeah. Someone is saying Asian communities are like this too. I would actually venture, this is a complete
I learned this in sociology. I'm about to listen to what you're about to say.
This is assumption, speculation. I can only speak for the community that I am a part of. But I would imagine that people of color, communities that are not white, probably share this in a way that's more so than the white community. Like, I think there's a more community feel with other cultures that are not white. And so I'm not surprised to hear or to see that,
Asian.
that you're saying Asians experience that too. I would imagine the Latin community probably experiences it too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that. So anyway, go ahead.
What I was going to say is exactly that. I learned this in a sociology class in college, that actually that communal feel is a reflection of minorities, that the people in power do not have. It's more individualistic.
Got it.
So what you're saying is 100%. Like, that is true. I when I said it, I was like, I've heard this in sociology. Like, I actually went back and I could see myself in the classroom that I learned it from. But that's 100%. It's 100% true. And like I said, there's good.
Yeah.
There's good and bad. There's good and bad on that. Yeah. I was gonna say something. That it was a comment that I saw. Dang it! Asian communities, a lot of pressure on us. A reflection via every now. I can't find it.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that po girl. The other thing I want to say is this though: Black people, we are able to have, like, the ability to have two things be true, right? We're able to, like, roast her in the sense.
Yeah.
But we're also are like, now girl. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the roasting with love almost.
Yeah.
She is the meme right now.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
There's so many things happening and some of them are really funny. We're gonna kiki. Yes. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And then we also want to pull you by your ear.
Yeah.
And be like, now why would you do that though?
Yeah.
Because you got the whole world looking at us.
Yeah.
And not only that, we're campaigning for you.
Right.
I mean, do you know how many people
on
Twitter
yes.
just immediately believe her,
find her,
find
believe
her,
Black women.
believe Black women. Like, all of these mantras, we're standing on the front line daring.
Yeah.
Daring a white person to say anything.
Yeah.
And now you got us. Now we got it. Now, girl, come here. Sit down.
We got to laugh at you because
now we got to laugh at you.
Look what you did.
Now, because look what you did.
But it's all good because the next person that go missing, we going to be right there again.
And
find her.
Yes.
Believe Black women.
At 100%. And we're coming back.
And if you make a fool, gonna be foolish
and we're
again.
having a meeting. Yeah. All Black people are having a meeting right now. Now, don't you ever.
Yeah.
Whoever want to go missing next and not go missing, don't.
Yeah.
Think of another plan. Right. Because we're out here campaigning for y'all. This is the meeting that all of us are having. Yeah. It's an unspoken meeting. Don't you dare get us out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool, fighting for you, being on national TV, on the Black Twitter, daring the white people, telling them off, going on the news, marching, calling your name, making you a hashtag. And you eating Cheez-Its?
And you was eating Cheez-Its. And having toilet paper that you stole from your job. Girl. Hopefully, the reality too, though, is that I do have questions, which is not my business. Let me also say this. It is not my business, but it was on a national platform. That is why we are discussing it. But if she has any mental health issues, I hope those get addressed as well. Because, you know, the going from what appeared to be that she was fine and living her life, and then all of a sudden this happened, who knows, you know? And so, anyway.
Do they believe she has mental health issues?
I have no idea. I'm just that was a total inference from me of who knows what happened, and I hope that if that is the case, that is then addressed as well.
Yeah. If she has real life like mental health issues, then okay, we understand that. But if she's just out here being wild,
100%.
Grab a belt.
Hello. Okay, moving on. So I was going to quickly just talk a little bit. I don't even know how to do it. I'm gonna try to, and we should.
You want me to ask you some questions?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want to answer some too about your life?
I can't. Yours is a little bit more interesting. Okay, but if you have something to ask back, you can.
Okay.
So we received questions early on about like career talk, career questions about like what Melanie did in the world of television. Which is far more interesting than the boring crap that I did. So I will ask the questions. If I see anything in here, then maybe you guys can ask them as well. But I'll ask them in a way that I think most people will want to know.
Yeah.
So what got you started in television? How did you get your start?
Oh, my gosh. You know what is so funny is I used to sneak and watch 106 in Park.
Oh,
because mom didn't let us watch
absolutely
BET
not.
and MTV because they was worldly.
Secular.
But I have always been obsessed with entertainment and entertainment television, and so I used to sneak and watch that, and that is what first got me interested. And then I saw 106 in Park, which Melissa used to call 106
Literally,
in
I
Park.
said that in my mind.
I used to watch 106 in Park and got obsessed with Free. I thought Free was so dope. I thought she was beautiful and was just really cool and had all this swag and was like black with her afro and her hair color. I just thought she was like, I used to want to be Free. And so I was like, I have to get into television. I don't know what that looks like or what that is going to be, but like, I want to be in TV. And Free was like literally my inspiration.
Okay, very good. And so this you're talking about middle school, high school ish.
Yeah, that was
and
early.
Then but you got an internship.
Yeah, so then what happened is I decided that I wanted to go to Spelman after watching Welcome to Atlanta, where the play is played by Ludacris. And then I did a bunch of research and learned that Spelman didn't have a communications field. But I knew that that's what I needed in order to get into entertainment. And so I literally weighed the option. I'm like, you can go to Spelman in Atlanta and this school that's like really dope and the #1 HBCU and not have communications, or you can go to a school that has communications but like that you're not nearly as excited about. So I chose Spelman, and it was because I learned that I could take classes at Clark Atlanta, which had a communications degree, so I could minor. And that was the great thing about the AUC. You could take classes at Morehouse and at Clark and still get those credits. And so I was like, yo, I could just do that, and that'll still get me my experience. I ended up getting to Spelman. At first I majored in English because I'm like, okay, the writing skills will like help. But then my freshman year English professor told me I was a bad writer. Like literally she said those words, and I was like, well, then I should.
What a terrible thing to be
She
told.
later got fired.
She should have. That's awful.
But I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not good at it. And so that's when I was like, oh, listed sociology. Let me do that. And then I took some classes, but I didn't even end up taking classes at Clark. They had a like news situation. So I like got myself on that and was like able to help out a little bit with that. But I ended up being like, okay, I need to pivot my plan because I don't really know. She told me I'm not a good writer. And so I ended up getting my first internship. I just applied and got my first internship with the radio station in Washington State. It was Cube 93.
Yep.
So I did that. I didn't even know what it was, but I was like, I'm going to work at the radio station. So I went home to Washington. I worked at Best Buy, and then I interned at the radio station, and I like fell in love. I went to like all the concerts. They have the big Summer Jam concert.
Saw Chris Brown before he was really Chris Brown.
Before he was Chris Brown. I saw Neo. I saw Ludacris. He performed T.I., like everybody. And we were like the street team. I was the street team. So I like did all the promo. I remember I had to do my first dial-in. So you have to call to the radio and be like, hey, this is Mel, and I'm with Cube 93, and we're at blah, blah. I was so hype. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on the radio. But that experience made me fall in love with it, like even more than I had. And I knew that wasn't television, but it was like music and entertainment. And I'm like, okay, still trying to figure out my path. So I did that. And then I came back. I think I did that twice, though. I did that 2 summers.
So.
And from there, I just continued trying to figure out other internships that I could do. So I was like working and going to school and doing internships that paid me $0. I never had an internship. Actually, no, I never had an internship that paid me. I worked for the Emmy Awards one time. I had an internship with the Emmy Awards. It was the Southeast, so it wasn't like the LA. I didn't get to like come here, but they had a Southeast chapter in Atlanta, so I did that, and they gave me money for lunch. That's the only time I got money. But I ended up doing that, which was really cool because I got to understand the voting process. I got to meet like the judges and understand how they vote. I used to have literally, my job was to go get the DVDs that they were having to watch and judge. I would go get them and play them, and they would have their discussion. Then I would go get the next one. That's what I did. And then I also interned I interned at Turner for TNT.
Mm-hmm.
So TNT, TBS, so like House of Pain was on, and I did viewer communication. So people who would like write in and complain, I would have to like respond. There was a woman who used to call every day at the same time, an older woman who you could tell she was lonely, and I would talk to her for 30 minutes every day, and she would tell me about the Tyler Perry show she was watching. Did that. Then I also, the last one I'll say, because that was a long answer, but the last one, and then I interned with the Atlanta Hawks and the Atlanta Thrashers, so the NBA team and the hockey team. And I interned with their video production department. So we basically did all the media for the Atlanta Hawks and the hockey team, which was dope. It was like,
I still want to go to a hockey game.
Oh, we need to go. It's such a fun experience. But I enjoyed that tremendously. Like it was. So anyway, all of that to say, I did a bunch of internships trying to figure out like media and entertainment and content is like so big that I didn't know what I actually wanted to settle into. So I just was trying out as much as I could. And that's what I always tell people anyway, like, girl, or boy, do everything to figure out what is your jam.
Okay. And then walk us through, you got your job at Turner.
Yeah. So I graduated and I had went to a, thing when I was in school, like a career day when I was in school, and I had met a bunch of people, and this one particular, it was a black guy, he was up talking, he worked I think for the NBA, and he said I meet a lot of people, a lot of college students. The people that I remember are the people who reach out to me. He said, reach out and say hi, reach out and say Merry Christmas, just say checking in. You don't have to ask me for coffee. You don't have to, just make me remember you.
That's good advice.
And it stuck with me. So after I graduated, or after every internship, I did that. I would send everybody on Valentine's Day. I hope your family is well. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Easter.
This is good advice.
Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas.
This is
Happy
good advice.
New Year. It's a Friday. I hope your Friday's well. I hope you have a great summer with your kids. I did that for like years.
Parents, if you have children of internship age or they're in college, this is sound advice.
Oh my gosh. I never expected an answer and most times didn't get an answer. But I messaged and emailed all the managers, and if I had an HR person, I would do the same. I would just say, hey. And then when it got close to graduation, those emails and those messages started changing to, hey, I'm graduating soon.
Sure enough.
I hope you've been well.
Correct.
Here are the things I've done. Looking for my opportunity. What could that be with your organization? I'm still in love with everything you do.
So good.
And so what ended up happening is I kept in contact, particularly with the people from Turner or Time Warner now, but kept in contact with them. And I graduated, and there was a T3 program, which is like an entry-level, just graduated program at Time Warner that was for recent graduates, full-time, benefits, the whole thing. And it was only supposed to last like 11 months, I think, or 11 or 13. It wasn't like 12, which was like random. But anyway, I applied and messaged my people. And apparently I applied after the deadline. I didn't even know. And HR, this woman reached out to me, and she was like, one of the managers who I had been in contact with had flagged her, flagged me to her. And she was like, so she called me and she said, you're after the deadline, but I also see you went to Spelman and I went to Spelman.
There you go.
So I'm going to put you through. And I said, well, look at God.
Ain't he good?
Look at God.
Ain't he good?
So she looked out, and I ended up interviewing with Cartoon Network. And I interviewed with the NBA on TNT, and she basically asked me, which one do you want? And I was like, oh. And I randomly chose Cartoon Network, mainly because the vibes of the people, I felt like the NBA side was going to stress me out. And I felt like the Cartoon Network people were just like chill and were like, we're making cartoons for children. It's going to be fine. And so I ended up getting that opportunity with the Cartoon Network side, and I got that job. I did it for the 11 or 13 months, whatever it was. I can't even remember. And was like learning so much, learning about TV and how the format of a show and how you credits. And like, I just learned so much during that time, and was nearing the end and was stressed out, like what's going to happen next. And then the senior vice president of our team called me into her office. It was like around my birthday time, and I was like very close to the end. She called me into her office, and she was like, we love you, and we want to extend a full-time opportunity to you after the program ends. We want you to be a part of the team as a coordinator. And I was like, yes, yeah, where do I sign? And then that's how I got like my first full-time job.
So straight out of college, that's when Mel started working for Cartoon Network.
Yep.
Stayed at Cartoon Network. Someone said dumb people, wait, what? Oh, I bet dumb people think Mel got her start because of Kevin. I hope you don't think that. Listen, well, I was about to say I've known Mel, but obviously that's my sister. But Mel started working in entertainment way before me and Kev was still at the bank. Like when she was doing internships, quite literally, we were at the bank. Like
it was always something I wanted to get into. Yeah. I just had to figure out what that looked like.
Yes. So thank you for flagging that, girl, because tell them people they are wrong.
Hilarious.
Okay, so then after graduation, Mel got the job at Cartoon. You stayed at Cartoon for...
I ended up staying there for like 6 years.
Okay, I was going to say 7.
It was a long time, and that position like changed over time. Initially, it was actually I don't even know what it was, and I was a coordinator, so I did what they told me to do. But eventually, what it settled in on was programming and operations. And so I'll just quickly say, programming is basically putting a schedule together for a network. So I used to understand the landscape. So I'm looking at Nickelodeon, I'm looking at Disney, I'm looking at any other children's network and what they're airing, and then cut together with the team, we come up with what shows we are going to air to either counter program to say like we could beat this, so air our best show, or to say their program is going to slaughter us, so let's air something we don't care about and as a counter to that. So that's kind of what programming is. So I did that, and on the other side of that, the operational side of that, is understanding what shows are in production, when they're going to wrap, when they're going to be delivered, when they're going to be QC, the quality is good, the audio is good, and that I have promotion available. So understanding that not only what we should air, but that we actually have it available to air. And so those were like the meeting of my job, was doing both of those things. So I did that for 6 years, basically. And then I was getting sick of working there, and Greg and I had gotten married, and I was like ready to move on and trying to figure out what was next. And I was kind of feeling like I was over Cartoon Network, because it's a very the demo for Cartoon, at least at that time, was boys 6 to 11. I'm not a boy. I don't identify as one. So I was like, this ain't for me. And they had taken live action away. So I was like, time to move on. And I don't remember how this opportunity came, but somebody told me about an opportunity at CNN.
It was new.
It was new.
Yeah,
it was new.
Yeah, it was brand new.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were building up CNN Go, which was their digital app,
which no longer exists anymore, from my understanding. No. Yeah.
So they were building that, and I was like, sure, I'll apply. So I did an interview and was really excited about it. And it had taken so long. It took like months for them to get back to me. And I was like, well, maybe I just didn't get it. And all of a sudden she was like, can you come in and meet with our VP? And I'm okay, sure, whatever. And I ended up meeting with them and got that job. I ended up getting that job in like December, and I started like MLK Day or like the day after MLK Day. And during December and the time of me starting, I found out that I was pregnant with McKinley. So I was stressed out because I'm like, it's a new job. I have to tell these people that I'm pregnant. But I was really, really excited about the opportunity. So I got that job, and that position to the point Les is making is that it was their new CNN Go platform, brand new, and I had to program it. So I had to do the same thing that I was doing, which was understanding what's available, what I can put up. And that happened while I was there was Donald Trump announced he was running for presidency. Right. And it was an insane day. You want to talk about a crazy newsroom? It was like, this
is the Daddy Bush story that Mel was telling a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So it was during working there leading up to, because I had left before the election, but working at a news station, let alone CNN, during the campaigning for Donald Trump's presidency was insane.
I believe it.
It was a time. Okay. It was a time. But it was like a different pace and different, it was completely different than Cartoon Network. It was fast and loud and cursing and like, where is this? And you have to have this. I was up late and leaving late and up early and staying, on debate nights, we're like in a huddle room and you're just there and you're watching and you're monitoring and you're like, it was a wild time, but it was like so much fun. So yeah, I did that from, I'm just talking.
Yeah. Okay. No, because you're leading up to Netflix. That's where I want you to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. Sorry if this is long.
No, it's long story short.
Okay. So I ended up staying there. I got that job in January. And over the course of those next 6 months, the woman who I loved, who hired me, she was my boss. I absolutely loved her, but there was a lot of change that had happened. And so I was taken from her team because she was so heavy tech. Like she had built the app. She had engineers reporting to her. And I interacted with them because I would tell them, this is not working. I need you to fix it. But my function was different because hers was tech. And so they moved me over to a producer side. And so I got a new boss, and there was a guy who went with me on that team, and he became my boss. And I ain't like him. He was not nice. He was rude, actually. And so I was heartbroken when they told me that I had to report to him. I had such a bad attitude, and she had asked me to go get coffee because I was in a funk. I was just so mad. I was so mad. I came over here from Cartoon Network. I've worked here. The last couple months have been good. And now this, I felt like I was
slighted.
Yeah. And so we went to go get coffee, and I got back to my desk, and I'm sitting there with my attitude, and I have always been a fan of LinkedIn, but I go on LinkedIn and I see a random message, and it's this guy who works at Netflix in LA. And he was like, hey, came across your profile. We're hiring at Netflix. Any chance you're interested? And I had such an attitude. So I was like, yes, when can we talk? Meanwhile, I am at this point 5 or 6 months pregnant.
Yeah, probably 4 to 5 months because you moved around. Yeah.
I was pregnant, and I was like, we'll talk. And then immediately was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. They're not going to give me a job because I'm pregnant, and who hires a pregnant girl in LA, and I live in Atlanta. So we ended up I had harassed Melissa of all the pointers. How do I do this interview? Do I tell him I'm pregnant? Do I not tell him I'm pregnant? Do I hide it? Do I just show up because technically it's illegal? What am I going to do? And so I ended up having the interview, and it went so well because it was so close to what I had been doing. It was operations, understanding shows if they're available, all of that. So I'm like, yo, I can kill operations. That's not a problem. And so interview goes well. And Liz had said, if it goes well at the end, tell him you're pregnant. So he was like, well, I think this was a great interview. Next steps would be us flying you out to LA to have an in-person interview. And I was like, that sounds great. I just have to say that I'm 5-6 months, I'm pregnant. And then I just what are you going to say? And he was like, oh, well, are you able to fly? And I'm, yeah, I can fly. And so he was like, well, let's get you here quickly so that it's not during the time in which you can't fly. So could you come next week? And I'm like, sure. So we ended up he ended up flying me out, and I interviewed on my birthday, on my 29th birthday.
That sounds about right.
Interviewed on literally on my birthday. I'm there with we had stressed out about the outfit. And how do you show it, but don't show it? I don't want to seem sneaky. And it was a panel interview. So it was like 8 people. It was all day. And Liz and Kev were already living here. And Greg came with me. We just like got him a ticket. So we flew out, did the interview, and then like did dinner with y'all because it was still my birthday. And then we left like that night. And then I got back to Atlanta that night, and then June 7th, the day after my birthday, he called me and he said, "You got the job."
I was gonna say, I felt like it was quick. Yeah,
it was the immediate next day, and I was like, "I did. Y'all gonna hire me?" And so he was like, "We have to move you here. We need to relocate you. We're gonna do it quick because you're pregnant. We want you to start before you have the baby, but we have a full year, fully paid parental leave that you can take, but we just want to get you here." And then the HR was like, "You can come before, you can come after, up to you." And I was,
and the job. This is oh my God. Nothing is more Kev and Mel than this moment, and then me being right though.
Yes.
So they're like, Mel's pregnant.
I forgot about this part of the story.
So mind you, I'm the only person that's had a baby at this point. Right when we're talking, and they're like, Netflix tells Mel, you can come out regardless. You have the job.
Yep.
You can stay in Atlanta.
They say that.
You have the job no matter what. You can stay in Atlanta until after you have the baby and then move out here, or you can come out here and have the baby and then go on leave. I was telling Mel, you should stay in Atlanta. You're going to have this baby. You're going to feel different. Greg's parents are there. You're in your own home.
Yeah.
Because she was going to come here and live in housing, and it was this big. You know, housing.
Corporate
housing be nice, but it'd be small. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be decorated real nice. It'd be a real nice part of town, but it's small, though, because it's temporary.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and stay with your doctor. Thank you. Stay with your doctor. You don't have to find a new hospital. This is your first child. Do not, and it's a lot of transition happening all at the same time.
Let's say all of this. And me and Kev were like,
no.
We're coming to LA.
No.
Kev was like, forget that, Mel. Get a new doctor. You can do it. And I was like, yeah.
And
I'm
moved out
coming.
here.
Sway. Okay? So, and this is how quick it went.
Mel's first day, by the way, was my birthday.
And that's what I was about to say. This is how quick it went. I interviewed on my birthday. They told me I got the job on June 7th, the very next day. I had moved to LA and had my first day by July 11th, Melissa's birthday.
Oh, this is the other part of the story we didn't say. Greg also wasn't here immediately.
And Greg didn't come because
that's the other part of the story, because Greg had a job.
Greg had a job.
And you guys were selling the house?
And we had a condo. And so we had to sell our condo. Greg had a job. He was like, what is happening? To LA we go. Kev's like, let's go. So I ended up, like, we moved quick. We had literally within that period of time, all of that happened. We had to get our cars shipped here, moved here, again, sold the house, got rid of stuff, and then they gave me corporate housing. So anyway, I ended up moving here. Start on Melissa's birthday. Greg's in Atlanta. He was planning to stay there for like another month. And again, I'm pregnant. So by this time I'm
good and pregnant.
Yeah. It's Melissa's birthday. McKinley was born August 19th.
Yes.
And I started on July 11th.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the time frames.
That's like 6 weeks.
This is what I'm talking about. Okay. It was stupid. And Greg's
It was a lot.
It was a lot. So I move here. Greg's still in Atlanta. I'm calling him every day. And at first, if y'all know me, this is how I operate. Yeah, you can stay in Atlanta. I'll be fine. And then I got here and I was like, how come you're not here? You don't love me. I'm pregnant with your baby and you're not even here. Look at you. You don't love me. You need to come. And he's like, Mel, I already told them I was going to work until I don't care. Yes. I don't care. So he ended up leaving a little bit earlier.
He definitely did.
Because I'm me. And so all of that to say, I ended up working for 4 weeks.
I was about to say, you worked for that long.
I worked for actually less than 4 weeks. My last day, I started July 11th. I worked until July 31st. And I came into work that day and I said, you guys have been so lovely. Thank you for moving me here and giving me this job. I can't work anymore. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm big. I can't move. My husband is not here. I can't do this. And so they were like, it's okay. You don't have to. You can take your time. Today's your last day, so we'll see you when you're done. They literally were like, somebody order cupcakes. They ended up ordering stuff and threw me this quick baby shower. It was the sweetest thing ever. And I was like, thank you all. Bye. I don't know. I won't remember your names or anything that you've taught me, but I'm leaving. Bye and press. So I left. Okay, I left that day out of that Netflix building.
It didn't come back for 9 months.
No, I came back. I didn't take that long with McKinley.
You didn't take 9?
I took 4.
I thought you were gone for...
No.
Oh, you did... Well, Makai is different.
Yes. I ended up taking...
I thought it was longer than that.
McKinley was born August. I started February 1st. August, September, October, November, December, January. Oh, 6.
Okay, 6 months.
I took 6.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I took 6 months. So I took July 31st. I left. And then I ended up having McKinley. And because we were so close to the holidays, me and Greg were like, we're going to go back to Atlanta and just be in Atlanta. So
moved all the way out here to go back to Atlanta.
We moved out
which
here.
Why come here for the 4 weeks anyway?
That's exactly what happened. I went back and we just got all the help from Daddy and Miss Tina, and then from Greg's parents. We just bounced back and forth from their house, and they helped take care of McKinley when she was oh my gosh, it was so nice to like have that kind of support. And then we came back, and I started on February 1st, and then I continued on my journey at Netflix. And so that job, that's the whole point of this, not just my life, but that job again I was a project manager. That was my title. And basically, it was managing titles. So if a show is launching on April 1st, I am making sure, because Netflix is a global platform, so that means subtitles and dubs, right? So audio in different languages is important. You also have closed captioning, and for hard of hearing, you have like all of these different assets that go along with a show being on a global platform. And so my role was to make sure not only did we have the actual video file, but every piece and part of what makes a show live on a platform, I had to make sure we had. So again, artwork, dubs, subs, trailer, every possible thing that you can think of. That is what I had to manage and make sure of. And we need to delay, or we don't have it, or whatever, or press people when you need stuff. So I did that for 2 years, and it was still in the kids space, and that's why he hired me, because of the Cartoon Network experience. That was a match. And so during that time, I got to get really good. I got to have really great relationships with our content executives. And content executives, also sometimes called buyers, what they do is buy content, right? So if you have a show idea, you would pitch it to a buyer or a content executive. They then determine, based on their priorities and their network and what they have going on, they then determine if it's something that would be a fit for their platform. They give you some money, they spend some money to make it, and then the show goes live. So I got to, because of the role I had, I got to get really great relationships with that team of people, with our buyers or our content executives. So I did that again as a operations person for 2 years. And then randomly, one of the buyers messaged me. And this is why I said so much of my stuff feels like it came to me versus like I sought it, which is up and down, because it's like I want to like feel like I sought after something. All of that to say, because I know it's a long time, but I got a random message from a buyer that I had developed a great relationship with, and she said, "We all love working with you. Have you ever considered coming over to the content team as a content executive?" And I was like, "No, girl, but like, we can talk about it." And
you were tired of operations.
And I was tired of operations. And during that time, I had started having conversations with a woman in HR who I loved. And she was like, "Would you come over to HR and be a recruiter? You have a lot of great experience, and I think you would be great at helping us bring in quality candidates." So it was happening at the same time. And I was like, yo, I don't know if I should go to content or if I should go to HR. So we had so many conversations, me, Melissa, Greg, and Kev, trying to figure out what like role which makes the most sense. And a guy who I really respect who works in HR, he said HR is the way he views it. He said HR is kind of like it's adjacent to the business, but it's not like in the business. So he was like, you, based on your experience, you can always pivot and come to HR. But if you leave content now and come to HR, I don't believe you're going to be able to get back into content. So he was like, my advice to you is for you to try it. At least try it. And if you don't like it, come back to me and we'll get you in HR. And so I was like, okay, like, let's do it. So I ended up going over to the content side, and it was completely different. And what that role initially started off with, I was a coordinator. I had to kind of like work my way back up. So it was a lower title. But what that role encompassed is supporting the executives. It was my first time understanding reading scripts and giving notes and understanding animatics and understanding cuts and understanding storytelling and understanding characters and understanding how, you know, what a progression should look like and cliffhangers and like all of that. It was like they threw me out there and was like, figure it out. But this is how that was my entry into it. And because I was on the international team, that was the other part of it. I was on an international team. And so the show, it was so new for kids to be making shows from places outside of the US, honestly. And so I had to learn other shows from outside the US. Like how do we make a show from Singapore? How do you make a show from the UK? What does that look like? How do you make it global, what they like to call it? How can we make sure it has global appeal? What is success? And so, yeah, that was my, like, I had to dive head first and learn content and attend pitch meetings and then attend understand what we're looking for and all of that. Okay.
That's good. And y'all know the rest after that?
Yes.
Micaiah came.
Yes.
And now we're here.
Did
Mel miss anything? I think you did great. I think it was a wonderful progression.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was a wonderful progression.
Then I got laid off.
Right.
I did that, and then I got promoted, and then I got laid off.
Mel got promoted a couple times at that job. At the Netflix.
I got a few things.
Yeah, you got a few things over there.
Anyway.
I think that was it. I think that was a really great kind of like
Sorry that was so long.
No, I think it was necessary. Okay. From beginning to end of like how Mel got started. You guys heard the steps, some of the things that she's done in order to get the job at Netflix.
Yes.
So if there's additional questions, you guys probably can email admin@KevOnStage to send them to us and we can circle back to them. But to be honest, that was it.
I covered it.
Yeah, I think so too. Last thing someone was asking, is Monique a kite or a string? Monique is a impulsive string.
I'll go with it.
She's more kite than string. She's very impulsive though. I agree. Monique just.
I agree with that.
Nick just does it.
Yeah.
She has kids that depend on her as well, so that's kind of why I was like string, because she's a single mom.
Yeah.
Stringy, but she makes She's stringy, but she makes kite-like impulsive decisions, if that makes sense. So I don't know where she falls, child. She's kind of the wind.
Beneath my wings.
Nick is kind of the wind. I'm not the only string in the. Someone said I'm the only string. My dad's a string.
Yes.
My dad. My dad's a string.
And if you don't know, Gregory Goolsby is a string.
Greg's a string. In our immediate family, me and my dad are the most strings. My mom.
I was gonna say, what's mom?
Mom is an impulsive string.
I agree.
Mom's an impulsive string.
I agree. That's where Nick gets it.
That's where Nick gets it. That's literally a connection.
So I'm just out here?
Yeah, so
I'm just out here kiting it.
Yeah, Mel's more a kite. But their impulsive string makes them very kitey.
Yeah.
Me and my dad are true strings.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Wait, the last thing, because it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, this is long.
That someone asked what people who like us, who watch Gin and Juice, should be called.
Oh.
So if you have ideas.
I said something the other day.
You said sisters because we'd be like, hi, sister.
No, but I said something to Kev, and it had to do, it was like coaster or something silly. I can't even remember. But I did say sister because of that. That's long, but I did say that because we always say, like, me and my sisters literally say hi sister all the time.
Tipsy.
The bar.
I like the incorporation of the bar. I just don't know how to, like, say it, like, how to make it the thing. I really like the bar, though.
Ice Cube.
It's like we're at the bar.
Like Chris and Married at First Sight called them drunkards is hilarious.
Oh, bartenders.
Okay.
Bartenders are fun.
The mixers. I like the mixers.
Oh, the mixers.
The mixers is cute. Bar babes.
We have men though too.
We do have a few men that are faithful watchers and listeners, and I appreciate it. Okay, my ties. Yes. You want to go to Hawaii or something?
I like bartenders and I like mixers.
Yeah, mixers is cute. The bottle girls.
Now I want a shirt. Hello.
Mixer. We have to do our photo shoot too. This summer has gone
so fast.
At the beginning of every summer, I think I'm gonna have so much time to do all the things in my mind.
It'd be like,
and now it's freaking August. And now it's August. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. We'll keep thinking. I do like mixers.
I do too.
And it's gender neutral.
Yes.
So we can include the guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. If you have additional questions, please let us know. Bye.